there is knowledge and there is ignorance. To know something is to be closer to the truth. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter if we are seeing it the way we are supposed to see it. It is not a matter of perception. Truth is not a matter of perception. Truth is not a matter of opinion. It is not a subjective judgment or mental evaluation. Truth is truth, whatever that truth may be. Courage to accept the truth is knowledge. Without accepting the truth, the reality of what is, we are choosing to be ignorant. If there is a choice between knowledge and ignorance, if ignorance keeps you comfortable, if it lets you make more choices, if it gives you more freedom, if existence were to be designed in a way that staying ignorant ultimately leads to the transcendence of suffering, then you can choose ignorance. Then there is a fundamental flaw in how nature operates, how existence is. But luckily, fortunately, the natural order of things are aligned in such a way that truth, knowing of that truth, experience of that truth, realization of the truth is the only thing that leads to transcendence of suffering. The order is absolute. Ignorance never leads to transcendence of suffering. Ignorance only perpetuates more suffering, more pain. At the physical level, at the mental level, at the emotional level. Now, what separates us as human beings from all other creatures of existence? It is the curiosity to know. Not just know what we want to know, but to know the truth. Because there is no other alternative path to knowing oneself, understanding the root of pain and suffering, understanding the source of life. Knowledge is the path, knowledge is the way. Knowing is a way of clearing out what is blocking that knowing. Fundamentally, you are meant to know everything, not just intellectually, but experientially. At a deeper level, you are everything. That is why knowing something in a way that there is no separation between you and that is what you are meant to be, is how you are meant to experience everything. This longing to become one with everything, longing to dissolve the separation, between what you think you are and what you actually are is the quest for knowing. In everything we are trying to know, there is this fundamental desire to become what you're trying to know. Because that is the only way to know something fully. Knowing is not just recollection, it's not memory. Knowing is an experience. We use the same word knowing for both experience and something intellectual. But the difference is vast. If you have never eaten an apple, how much of knowing is required intellectually to come close to understanding what an apple tastes like? There is no coming close at all. The more you try to know, the more you intellectually try to grasp what eating an apple feels like, the more the longing. Because the real experience can never be touched intellectually. But the mind gives us an impression that the more we think about something, the more we talk about something, we are getting closer to it. When in fact, it is only meant to increase the thirst. How does the recognition that we are always dreaming affect our sense of control or free will? Because it represents recognizing that we are dreaming, we are a part of a dream, represents knowledge, represents truth, represents reality. It ultimately leads to free will. Because it's only truth that can lead to free will. It is only truth that can lead to transcendence of suffering, which is nothing but transcendence of some form of bondage or attachment to things. What is suffering and what is freedom? Suffering is not having freedom. It's the simplest definition of suffering. You are put in a situation that you can't get out of. That is suffering. If you had the choice to step out of that suffering, then it will no longer be suffering. At any level, if you are experiencing physical pain, if you had the choice to step away from it, then where is suffering? You simply choose to walk away. Imagine if you could just leave your body, wherever it is, to go through its suffering and simply take a break and come back. The whole meaning of suffering changes. You don't have to suffer with the body. You don't have to suffer with the mind. You don't have to suffer your environment. You don't have to suffer your circumstances. Just take a break. It is only when we are unable to do that, when we are attached to something in a way that we don't even understand what that attachment is, how we are attached to it, that represents suffering. We suffer the body because we don't understand that we are attached to the body. In fact, we don't even see ourselves as something separate from the body. Well, I am the body because we have all kinds of ways of trapping ourselves inside ideas. Because unless you are pursuing the path of knowledge through experience, some intellectual nonsense will fill the mind. Somebody's regurgitated thought, somebody's opinion, somebody's judgment, somebody's clever argument somebody's authority will get imposed on your way of thinking because you're not pursuing the experiential knowing. You're busy doing many different things, which is how most of us are. We don't wake up in the morning to know life. We wake up in the morning to pursue a thought, to pursue a dream, to pursue a desire. More than us acting on life, life is acting on us. More than us dealing with thoughts, directing thoughts, controlling them, exact opposite is happening. We are being driven by thoughts. We are being pushed around by our desires and fears. We are being acted upon. So how can there be any freedom when you don't understand the nature of attachment to that something that is causing suffering? You are attached to your thoughts. And if those thoughts lead to a place of suffering, which is inevitable because thoughts by themselves don't represent anything real. They are reflections. They are fragments of reality, never the actual thing. It is natural that thoughts will eventually take you to a place where you cannot go any further. Every thought is a dead end. But while you're pursuing it, it feels like a tunnel that will lead to the outside. But a thought has never led someone out of the tunnel. It is a tunnel that ends. Each thought ends somewhere. The pain and suffering is the backtracking. You have to come back. Your thought has taken you somewhere farther away from where you're meant to be. Now you can't just be there. You don't belong there because you're not an idea. You're not a thought. You're not a desire. You're not a feeling. You're not an emotion. You're not a physical sensation. You are existence. You are life. You are truth. At a fundamental level, you are what you're searching. You are what everybody is searching. You are what everything is made of. So how can you find yourself in a fragment? You can't. To recognize that you're dreaming is one of the greatest feelings of liberation because it is truth. You can see it in your own life. You don't need someone else's approval. Somebody signing off and saying, yes, life is a dream, everybody is dreaming, you're also dreaming, you're part of this dream. It's your own experience. You only have to decode that word dream a little bit. Each word, when you're being introduced to it, it is introduced with multiple meanings. If we are unable to see that life is a dream, then the problem is not with the fact, is not with the truth that life is a dream. You are dreaming. It is how you interpret the word dream. You have isolated the word dream and separated it from your daily experience of life. We use the word dream only for a particular type of thinking, when we are not aware, when we are asleep. But to dream is to simply think.